welcome to the show.
Okay, thank you for having me.
Before anything, please share some information about the book you're about to recommend.
It's called Exit West. It's a new book released in March, but it's now almost like an instant bestseller, online, offline. It's written by, the author is Mohsin Hamid. So this is a new book, and this is a story that happens not in any specific country. It's an unnamed city, but if you look at the description of the main story of the novel, you would actually have a picture of what the country probably is. As a war-torn country, going to be a civil war, and then the storyline is more about a young couple, they fall in love. This about this war, so what do you do? And I guess, and there's also a part of it that intrigued me. It's it's almost like a reality story, real story that happens in the real world, but somehow there's also that part of the novel that says, there's the talk about some magic doors. If you knock on the door, if you go through those doors, they will lead you to, not a paradise, but far away from, all these confrontations, all these possibly disasters brought by the Civil War. So naturally, the couple would choose. It's almost that like they are left with no more choice, and that's the only choice, to find the door and walk through it.
So the unrealistic piece about it.
Almost sounds unrealistic, but it's very real. I mean, basically, because the story is about the story, but it's more about the humanity behind the story. That's always what intrigues me when I read a book. If there is a magic door. I mean, we are always confronted with all kinds of challenges and difficulties in life, in real life, right? So we always hope that there will be a door. When we pass the door, then all the troubles will be gone.
Will you open it or not?
Even if you open it, and then it leads you to a new world. Supposedly it's going to lead you to a better world, right? But the thing is, you never know. That's an unknown world. This is the path that you know, but you don't like to some extent, and you're hoping that the other side of the door will be a better world. I would like actually to explore together with anyone who might be watching this show, because from the description, I assume that this would be a book of my interest. It's also a sort of an adventure for myself. So I would like to explore with our readers together, see if you like the book or not. But I mean, my first instinct is probably this is the subject I would like. I've read a few books which might fall into this category, like The Kite Runner by Khalid Hosseini, 1,000 Splendid Times, also by him. This is the stories that happen in Afghanistan, and it's war-torn, and about the brothers, about the family. There is another book that I probably recommended earlier. It's called The Lowland. That's more about two brothers in India, and one stayed in India. One went to the United States, and later on he came back with his daughter. So it's more about all the changes, rapid changes in one society, and then the clash of different cultures. Nadia had long been, and would afterwards continue to be, more comfortable with all varieties of movement in her life than was Saeed, in whom the impulse of nostalgia was stronger, perhaps because his childhood had been more idyllic, or perhaps because this was simply his temperament. Both of them, though, whatever their misgivings, had no doubt that they would leave if given the chance. And so neither expected, when a handwritten note from the agent arrived, pushed under their apartment door one morning and telling them precisely where to be at precisely what time the following afternoon, that Saeed's father would say, "You too must go, but I would not come." Saeed and Nadia said this was impossible and explained in case of misunderstanding that there was no problem, that they had paid the agent for 3 passages and would all be leaving together. And Saeed's father heard them out but would not be budged. They, he repeated, had to go and he had to stay. Saeed threatened to carry his father over his shoulder if he needed to, and he had never spoken to his father in this way. And his father took him aside, for he could see the pain he was causing his son, and when Saeed asked why his father was doing this, what could possibly make him want to stay, Saeed's father said, "Your mother is here.